Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lined up, but first, let's get our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. That construction coming along real good there. On extending that to a 2-lane to 4-lane. It's going to be a real nice, probably within another month or so it'll be finished. So just be patient as you drive by there. High today is going to get up to 80 degrees, low 67. And our water temperature, we talked about it yesterday, it dropped down to 71. We'll bounce back up today, so it's up to 73 today. So got another warming trend, so be aware if you're out on the piers, they got a little bit of that finger of warm water coming in. So just be aware of that. Let's take a look at our river readings brought to us by river readings right here. Apalachicola, Bluntstown, 7.7. All right. It is Bluntstown now. It is just staying level. Looking on the screen there, it's in good shape. The Choctaw at Caryville, it's level 2. This weekend, if you plan to go out on the river, you're gonna neither river will be dropping or falling, or they won't be rising. It's just gonna be a good flat movement right there. So that looks good right there. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. We're looking at a tide chart again. This week has been really strong tides. We have another strong, we had 2-foot tides yesterday, got 1.8-foot tides today. The actual tide is going to be high at 1:30 p.m. and low is going to be at 12:44. Right after midnight, we'll have a low tide. So the tide is going to be falling out all afternoon, coming in the morning. A good situation there. A marine forecast will be south, not south-southwest, but straight out of the south today. Now we come out of southwest some yesterday, but still going to be, really was windy the last 2 days, but it's going to drop down to 10 to 15, but still a good strong breeze if you're out in a kayak or out in unprotected waters in a small boat. So be aware of that. All right, let's take our break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, folks. Glad you're with us this morning. Hope you enjoyed that video yesterday on how the Florida Wildlife Commission, how they actually look out and try to find those scallops, and that's done by one of their branches, the Florida Wildlife Research Institute. That's the marine biologists and all down in St. Petersburg, and they come up like you saw on yesterday, and they do it scientifically. They're very close on what they do. They do 20 of those stations. So that was from that was the previous years, and now this coming June in the next month, now they're going to be doing it again. Hope to get to go out with them and get a real close-up look, because we are facing a dilemma as an outdoor community as to what to do about the scallops this year, and we need to have a, we don't just need to go run our mouth about this and that. Oh, I found a lot of them or didn't find them. We need to look at it on a scientific standpoint and what's best for the area, and also, everybody has an input on it, but we really need to see, bottom line, how many scallops are out there. And we will do that the best we can and keep you informed as a viewing audience. Also yesterday we had a little glitch on the pictures. We didn't get to show them. I've got to show these pictures because I got some moms and dads looking at them and different people. So we're going to go back to that first one. We talked about red snapper season, and I showed the one of Anna Patronus. So I'm going to go through them pretty fast, but this is a little Anna Patronus. And like I said yesterday, she comes on about once a week with a big fish. She's a good fisherman here. All right, catfish from Compass Lake. Okay, that's William Jones up there, nice catfish there. Okay, Virginia Dana Spiver. Virginia used to work at Howard Tackle, and boy, she's got 2 nice red snapper, folks. They don't come much nicer than that. Virginia's a good outdoorsman. Okay, I told you frogging has been hot. Look, check this out. Frogging, this is Justin Carroll, and that's a healthy frog. Now you're talking about some nice frog legs fried up. You're looking at them right there. Let's see, then I'm gonna go back to, I have some, also announced yesterday what was important coming up. Also, it would be the. Let's see. I've got the announcement on the actual tournaments coming up. Let's see right here. Old Nick's tournament. This is some speckled trout shootout May 28th and the 30th, and also June the 4th through the 5th will be one of the tournaments there, speckled trout shootout. So don't forget that. And let's see. Right here, Barry Pate. They went out, you can read a little headline there. Not bad for 55 minutes from the time we left until we loaded up. 55 minutes worth of fishing. Look at all the red snapper they got right there. That was a good trip right there. So let's see, and also one more announcement too. This is coming up soon, May 21st now, this next weekend. Old Nick's Redfish Tournament, the largest on the Gulf Coast. Now, that's saying a lot of many redfish tournaments that we do have right there in Freeport on May 21st. We've covered it before. And Trey Nick, they do an outstanding job. Beautiful place right there in Choctawhatchee Bay to have a tournament, so be aware of that. And you're going to see some good fishermen out there, and you're going to see some lucky fishermen too. And I'd rather be lucky than good, I'm telling you. So that's going to be going on. So anyway, I'd like to catch us up on most of those pictures. Let's go ahead and take our break, and we'll be back with our special guest. All right, welcome back, and welcome to our special guest this morning. I'm so glad to have them. We have here, I'm going to let y'all introduce yourself, Barbara Churchwell, Renee. Y'all go ahead and tell the folks about it. Barbara, you go first.
Okay, I am the Director of Special Olympics, been involved for 42 years. Started back in 1974 as a hugger for some games through a JC project, way back when, and loved it and never stopped.
Okay, Renee, tell us about yourself.
I am Renee Warren. I originally got started in Special Olympics in the 10th grade. I had a cross-country coach, Frederick Wester from Rutherford High School, that invited me to come along and help out at some games, and had never been inspired in that way before. It definitely touched my heart. I found myself several years later with a special needs child. My daughter was born 3.5 months premature. We went to our first state games when she was 9 years old. She'll be 18 this year, and she has gone from the shortest race that Special Olympics offers, 25 meters. This year she will participate in the first 10K race ever offered in competition with at the state games in Orlando. I am also a coach.
Wow. A 10K, now that's a pretty good distance right there. That's a tough one. Okay, Barbara, I know the kind of work you're in, I know how it's got to be so rewarding.
Very rewarding, very rewarding.
What have been some of your highlights over the years?
Seeing the growth of an athlete who starts out as an 8-year-old, because that's the first age that they can enter into Special Olympics, and they can go beyond till whenever. There's no end date. The development where Special Olympics has gone, it used to be, well, we're going to go run the track once a year.
Yeah.
And now there are 20 sports offered. Locally, we do 10 sports year-round, offering them physical conditioning, maturing with their social skills, their health, their well-being, making them stronger young people for them to develop and become part of society like everyone else.
Wow, and I've seen over the years how it has developed and all. I remember Coach Fred Wester, and I know so many people have made a contribution, and getting the kids outdoors and doing things, these physical activities, is so good for them.
It improves their health.
Yeah.
A couple stories. I had one 4 years ago, a young man who had been in Special Olympics for many, many years, who got very sick. But because he had that determination of, I can do this, he did it. He got through the health issues. It took him over a year to get through them. And the cool part of that story is I was this coach many years ago, and 3 years ago I had a heart attack, and he came to the hospital saying, I'm going to help you. Oh. And that's what it's about.
That's got to be so warming to you. I mean, really. Yeah. I know as they develop and all, you can actually see it, and see. I know they improve the time. You can time them, all that. I know you can see that and all, but also you see them that self-confidence.
The self-confidence, and then makes them move on to other things. They're working. They're part of society. They can do what everybody else does, but we just do it and train them through sports because that's the easy route to get them there. Takes them a little longer, but they can get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I coached track for many, many years, and I saw the improvement. Just and I could see the self-confidence comes on with the kids. And I know y'all see it even in your field. See it so much more.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what are some of the events the kids will be working? What some of the different events they will be doing? At
the state games, there will be athletics, bocce, cycling, tennis, volleyball, and soccer.
Okay, so team sports and individual.
Individuals and team sports, and that takes us through this season. Once this season's over, we have already started training in swimming and stand-up paddle, which is a new event and quite an interesting feat. I can't do it, but these guys can do it. Then we go into bowling. We have basketball, volleyball. We also have young athletes which is our little guys, ages 2 to 7, where they're learning their development and hand and eye coordination and all those areas. And then we have what we call MATP, which is a motors activity training for our more severe and involved individuals, for they have develop into skills for themselves.
I see.
Develop and get better. Some learning to stand.
So they just go different areas and all, and different points.
Yes, sir.
Renee, what are, in your coaching efforts and all, what are some of the events that you really feel like your kids have excelled in events?
Well, like you said, how it helps them socially. I think one of my most memorable moments this year, I could go on forever with stories, but I was transporting some athletes back and forth to practice one day, and I heard a young lady who's 24. She's been in our system for our program for quite some time, and I had a new athlete who's a high schooler, and they're sitting in the back seat just talking like teenagers talk, and the young man says, "I hate being special needs," and the young lady says, "I used to think that way too, but since I got involved with Special Olympics, I like being special needs now." And it was just the most candid, honest.
Yeah.
And in that moment, it really makes you feel like this is, like Barbara said, this is what it's all about.
And that was coming from the heart too.
Absolutely, totally unprompted. They were just back there talking, and that I mean, you can't put a price tag on that.
You couldn't script that out, could you?
No,
No, you can't. And I'll share one of her daughter, who walks. And we started doing 5Ks a little over a year ago. A bunch of us on Saturdays, not Special Olympics, just doing it.
Yeah.
Well, she likes my Fitbit that I wear. So Mom gets her a Fitbit for her birthday in January. Well, the big thing on the Fitbit is 10,000 steps. Well, she thought that meant a 10K and said, "That's what I'm going to do this year."
Okay.
And by golly gee, that's what she's doing. It's going to take her almost 2 hours at state games, but she's going to walk 6.2 miles, and there's not a lot of people who can do that.
Wow, I know that's going to be exciting.
Yes.
Another great story I'd like to point out is Dominic. You might know Dominic.
We know
Jeff,
Dominic well. This is Jeff's son Dominic, and I watched him grow. And he's back here behind the camera. He came in the studio this morning. I just can't. He was shooting up, man.
I know it.
Man, I think Jeff fertilizing him something.
I think so. Track practice started this year, and Dominic was running the 400 one day, and it came down to, look, we really got to figure out which races you guys want to do. And I always try to pick the race that's honestly a little easier for the athlete, what they're comfortable with. And Dominic kept telling me, "No, I want to do the 400. Well, the 400 was not his best time. It was not his best race, but that's what he wanted to do. And to watch an athlete push theirself to continue, you can't, there's no words to explain that.
And how's he doing on 400 now? Has he improved a lot?
I have great expectations that we're going to bring home a medal.
Oh, that's
I
wonderful.
really do. He has certainly put in the work. That's no guarantee. Special Olympics is competition, and that is something hard for the athletes and the parents even to accept. You know, with our special needs kids, sometimes, you know, we always want to give them that ribbon. I'm sure you being involved in sports, you know, give them a medal, give them a ribbon. Nothing's given. They earn
they
it.
work hard. And you know, speaking of track in general, the 400 for you folks that are the 400, you know, that's actually one lap round. That's one lap, and that is, to me, I told Jeff before, that 400 over the years in coaching track. That's mine. Over the years in coaching track, it has been amazing watching the development of 400.
It is a neat race.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back while we turn these phones off. All right, welcome back, and sitting here with two special ladies here who spend so much of their volunteer time with the Special Olympics, and this is Barbara Churchwell and Renee Warren. And want to thank y'all for getting up this early. Was it hard to get up this early, or
No.
Not too bad?
No.
Not too. Okay, let's on this segment, let's jump into some pictures real quick and tell us about it as we go through. Now, this is a basketball team here, or
Yes.
That's a
Yes,
basketball.
sir. This was a 3-on-3 team. The team in black was a 3-on-3, which is played a lot like traditional basketball, but half court.
Okay.
The red team is a skills team, and a skills team is The best way I can think to describe it is kind of like taking dribbling out of basketball. They learn the skills used in basketball.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And as you can see, it's fun. Special Olympics
They're
was
happy,
fun.
aren't they? Look
They
at
were our gold medalists for the 3-on-3 team.
Okay. There's Dominic.
There's our Dominic Peck,
All right. Good job.
sporting his gold medal.
That's Allison doing her 10K at the area games in Mariana.
Okay.
That's Asia, and that's one of the competitions. She'll be doing the pentathlon at state games.
Wow.
And that's actually the athlete that I told the story about
Cool.
And that's McKenna and Asia at the area games.
friendships are made, obviously.
Caitlin doing her 100-meter walk.
All right. And,
Big challenge for her this year, and she succeeded in that.
All right, and we want to make it such a strong point here. These ladies, this is volunteer, okay, and y'all totally, and everybody, and they don't charge the kids or anything, so it goes back to people helping people on this.
This is it.
Yeah.
Total volunteer.
We want to go ahead and make a contribution from Panhandle Outdoors. We have a box full of these Stay Cool towels,
Wonderful.
and we're going to present it because those kids are going to get hot in Orlando.
Thank you.
Yes, they are.
I promise you,
And
it will be hot.
These Stay Cool towels, so Jeff and I were talking about it, and this is a donation from Panhandle Outdoors.
Thank you.
Which is a reflection of a donation from our viewers, really, because our viewers support our sponsors on the TV show, and then that money we get there, we're able to help you with this. So
Thank you very much.
we got 31. Y'all, is that going to be enough?
Great.
That's
That's
enough.
enough.
That's enough.
Yes,
Now, y'all are leaving next week for Orlando,
Yes.
okay?
And in order to get to the state games, you had to participate in our county games, which was held the first part of March, where there were 250 athletes. From there, they advanced to the area games, where we had 96 athletes. And then we have 22 representing Bay County going to the state games.
Well, that's going to be really great. We're going to be looking forward to following y'all. Again, now, people in the community, they donate their time and resources and all to help y'all, right?
Yes, sir. It's total volunteer. Special Olympics is a 501c.
You've been volunteering for 42 years?
42 years.
Wow, man, my hat's off to you. That's amazing. And as you're looking forward to next week, and what are some last minute things y'all gonna have to do? You got to get. Are they practicing? Are the kids been practicing?
They're
pretty
still
strong?
practicing. We have another practice tomorrow and one the following week to get us ready, and then just getting prepared to leave. And
Well, what are some things other folks do to help y'all out? What kind of help do you get from other folks and all?
we get donations from just regular donations and some organizations. We do hold a couple fundraisers during the year. We also get shared money with through Publix, that they have their campaign, P&G campaign, and other organizations in town like the Pilot Club, the Rotary Club, Lions Club support us.
A lot of civic clubs.
But it's all donations, and all monies raised or all monies donated go to the athletes in this county. Nothing to volunteers. It's totally volunteer, and all monies go to them.
Yeah, and I know Jeff and his wife, Kim, I know a lot of parents help out, don't they, on driving and just all kind of things.
Absolutely. You know, there's nothing that will fill your heart like Special Olympics. There just isn't. As a parent, obviously I love the coaching side of it too, but especially when you go to Orlando, I always say, if I can get a parent to Orlando to the state games, they're hooked. Barbara, get ready.
They're hooked.
Because they're going to be volunteers.
Yeah.
There's nothing like sitting in a stadium with 1,800 other athletes. I remember the first time I went, sitting in this big stadium and thinking to myself, wow, I am in Allison's world. That doesn't happen anywhere else.
Yeah.
Nowhere else have I ever been in 18 years where there are more special needs people than there are typical people. And there is nothing like it as a parent to sit and you know, going back to stories of athletes that went one year, and I remember this young man, this really sticks out to me. He was probably about 17, big high school kid, and speech impediment. He looks over at me and he says, "Miss Warren, all these people came to cheer me on."
Oh.
And to him, he could have been the only athlete in all of those people.
Yeah.
There's no word. I mean, there's nothing like it. Back to people that help out, you know, things like giving us cool towels. There's been personal donations of little backpacks that we can put snacks in for the athletes. Special Olympics is not, it's as far from a money-making business as you can possibly think. You know, we are not allowed to accept donations with business names on them and to those kind of things. And while that can be a lot of red tape sometimes, I admire that too, because it is truly about the athlete.
Yeah.
Every person that works with Special Olympics in Bay County is a volunteer. They are not paid.
And we talk all the time, you know, my viewers know this about, you know, we do this TV show really just to help other people in the outdoors and other things and all other segments. And this is sort of ground zero right here. These ladies here are ground zero of helping people. And that's why we have them on the show. And I know if they get any kind of donations, they'll be appreciative and all. But you know, volunteer. You know, it's one thing to go out and volunteer for one little race this summer and then sit around and do anything else. But volunteer for 42 years, you don't have to say anything else. So my hat's off to you. And I know coaching the track and all. I know how heartwarming that is to do that, and especially with young people like that.
Absolutely, get them outside. Like you're constantly promoting that, and I appreciate those things. You know, being in the school system, you know, getting a kid to get off of the couch, out from in front of the video game, out in front of the TV. These are intellectually disabled people, and what you learn through Special Olympics is how able they really are. Get them outside, get them doing track, get them doing basketball even.
Yeah. Improving their health.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
really.
over and over again, you know, it comes from all segments of our viewers and guests and all. Get them outdoors and get them outside doing things and all. So, thank you all. That wasn't that hard, was it?
No.
So y'all want to do another 30 minutes? Or
we could tell you a lot of stories.
Thank y'all for coming on, and appreciate it, and appreciate the job y'all do. From our heart, we want to thank y'all. And best of luck next weekend when you get down there. We'll be following y'all.
Thank you, absolutely.
Okay?
We'll let you know how it turns out. We'll let you know.
All right, thank you folks for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Do something good for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.